And hi. Vertical on the, or horizontal on the iPhone. I'm looking at the dot. It did look like I was looking at you guys last time. So I just feel so weird because I'm used to looking right there, which means I'm looking over your head. So all the animals are having a little soiree, and we're going to take Max out at least for a short walk. And I thought we would just say, hey, we're probably going to bring him back to the house and then take a longer walk. So let's see how that goes. And now you can see our messy things. But how are you guys doing? I know it's a holiday. It's 4th of July, which means be careful for your animals tonight because there's going to be lots of fireworks. Fergus, what? Oh, here, I'll give you a little close up. Fergus is having his morning front yard time. Hi, kitty mommy. It's only perfect. You should see Fergus there. He's like, why are you filming me? Look at that. Look at, he's like a big lion. How are you guys doing? Kitty mommy, what are you doing today? Hey, Jennifer, Diamond. Awesome to see you. So we're trying to figure out how to do our walks with Max right now, because let's go this way. Because Max is, thank you, happy 4th to you, Jennifer, is getting a little bit older. He's 13 now. So sometimes he can only walk like a quarter to a half a mile. Yeah, Kitty Mommy, he's thumping, he's like, this is my private time. So Kitty Mommy said Fergus was thumping his tail. Yeah, and he was side-eyeing us too. He was in no uncertain terms telling us that he would prefer to not be filmed. He's like, it's vacation. So we're just going to be walking around the neighborhood. Like I said, we're going to walk a little bit. We're probably going to then come back and put Max in and walk a little bit longer because we're trying to, here I give you, there's Max. But his little hips and back legs are, for the first time ever, obviously giving him some trouble. We've taken him to the vet. He's on some pain meds. Jennifer says, my Remy is 12 and a half years old, and we find that taking extra breaks and having water for him works. Yes. Well, even the doctor, so we took him in just to make sure there wasn't a different problem, because he's, oh, Kitty Mommy says, studying Korean. I'm taking a class at OSU. That's awesome. If you want to, once this is done, come back and share the link to where you signed up for that free class for over 60. That would be awesome, because I bet other people might want to take it too. But with Max, we took him in, and he's doing well. His liver enzymes are slightly elevated, but not so much that he can't take some pain medication right now. Hi. Well, that was a 4th of July celebration right there, huh?
It'll be loud at the clubhouse.
Oh, so great plan for him, and then go back out for yourself to finish. Yeah, Jennifer says, hi, Max. That's what we're hoping. Oh, hi, Karuna. Sorry. Hey, good morning. If the sun is just right, I can't see much in the comments. Like right now, I literally see my face instead of what you guys are seeing. Oh, it's better now. So if I miss your comment, I will try to go back. But yeah, since he's white, he really didn't look like he aged very much over the past 13 years. Except he was almost hairless when we got him. Oh, it's Ryan. Okay, awesome. Ryan's going to be starting a channel. Okay, I'll try and remember that. I know I butchered it. Hey. So where we live, you wave to people in cars, and usually people in cars wave to you. Hey, Jill. I know we have quite a few people in Ohio, I think.
Yeah, we do.
And so I'm good with the desert, right? I live in Phoenix, Scottsdale area for like a year. It's just the street. Hi, Gary. Fireworks in our area. Looks beautiful. Great to be with you. Excellent. Hey, I have links to either some of my favorite things, but also like to the my new Ninja Creami cookbook. I think I have the Ninja Creami experience there too. So, and it's half price right now. There's stuff on the blog. I have a presence in a lot of places here. I'm just gonna, let's do this so you don't have to see Cheryl. So it's a lot of different places. So there's stuff on the blog. Almost always there's stuff on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube main page by clicking on my name, then up in the upper right hand corner, it takes you, I think I have Kathy's Cooking Club. I think I have the book up there and a link to the blog. So I'm trying to be better. If you go to the blog, I'm going to try and make it an easier place to be. Oh, I was broken up from, you know, let me make sure too, I'm not, oh, sorry, that's Max. I'm going to change it onto the other side. Okay. Cheryl's going to have to take Max. Oh, good morning, Davinka. It's your birthday. Excellent. Yay. And let me make sure we're back. We'll see what happens over here. So just know we are walking around using the Wi-Fi. Oh, good, Sherry. And is it Sherry or Shari? I think it's Shari. I'm reading in like an 8-point font on the on the phone. So
oh, sorry.
It's okay. Cheryl just hit me with the poop bag by accident, but that's what all the ooh was about. So with Arizona, I am not good with the dry climate, and I claim that that's where all my wrinkles came from, is my year in Arizona. But I was a banquet server then, and we worked outside. So I worked at the Phoenician in Scottsdale, Arizona for a year, a fancy smancy hotel place. But I missed the rain. I missed the rain here. We were having lots of rain. It was beautiful. And that's how my garden has grown so big. And I've gotten a lot of goodies out of it already, which is unusual. So what do you guys, if you're celebrating, Jennifer says, nice. Yes, it's so dry. Yeah, well, I grew up in Winston-Salem, which is humid. I lived in Louisiana, in New Orleans, in New York, in Missouri. So it's the only dry place I've ever lived. Now, these are the normal cicadas that you're hearing. You remember months ago I took you out to hear the weird alien cicadas? And these are what, good morning, one anti-venom. How are you today? These are the ones that tell us where I am that it's going to be a hot day.
Yeah.
And it's feeling pretty warm. Honestly, we could have gone a little bit earlier. You think he's ready to go back now?
He's studying.
Okay. We're trying to be mindful of the new Max, and we took him on a little bit longer walk than he was really prepared for yesterday.
I think we can do to the corner and then turn around.
Okay. And if Fergus is still outside, Max can be in the house by himself.
That's true.
Usually we put Max in our bedroom. He doesn't get crated. He does fine.
He might freak out though if he has the whole house.
Okay, well, I can chat with you while Cheryl goes and puts him downstairs. We want him to be his happiest self.
I just know my husky used to, like, when I tried to take him out of the crate and let him be out in the whole house by himself, he'd freak out. But as long as he was in his crate, he was fine. So I think he considers the bedroom his crate. So.
Yeah, I guess that's true. He does think of the bedroom as his crate. And I just saw, briefly flashback, I'll see if I can get the comment back. Yeah, here we go. No, just show me the comment. Yes, okay, thank you. It makes me cry. There we go. Eleanor says, my husband and I are celebrating a day off from work. Our area in Minnesota has thunderstorms, some severe. Ooh, be careful. Obviously, it's going to be a hot, sunny day here in Durham, North Carolina. So there you go. But we had a couple of days that weren't just horribly hot. Oh, yeah, thunderstorms are the best. And I remember a time when I lived in Scottsdale that it was thundering and almost raining, but not. And I just feel it was very sad for me. I just really wanted it to go ahead and rain. But I think today I'm going to go home and put out a newsletter in a little while in case you guys don't have things that you're making today, but you probably do. And I got a juicer, so I might. Oh, thunderstorms in New Orleans too. Can't wait for October. Yeah, of course, I never can wait for October. That's just super exciting. Jennifer says, when we first moved here, we would pop popcorn and watch the crazy storms and an excellent thunderstorm. Yes, it is very dramatic. It could be that I'm just, I need the relaxing and the green, just this, yeah. And just so you guys can kind of see his little legs, his little back legs are a little tentative. He would like to go further, but I would rather take him out a second time and do smaller ones. I know, baby, you're already not feeling very good. Aren't you glad to hear all of my family family business? But love hearing the birds. Yeah, hugs for Max. Oh, I have seen that. Kitty Mommy says TikTokers are posting that there's some stuff at, some Halloween stuff coming out. There's definitely here at Michael's. It comes out slower, and I didn't even think about why it comes out slower, but I am in the Bible Belt. And some people are saying that's why. I don't know if that's really why. But we'll see. We're going to be looking for some of that stuff. We still haven't gone to Cracker Barrel, which is like a mecca of Halloween decorations, actually. So maybe we'll do that today. And we'll see if we end up deciding, what type of recipes are you possibly sharing today? That's a great question, Jennifer. I am like evidently super ADHD today and jumping from thing to thing. I think it's because I'm looking at Max and talking to you guys and the sun is hitting me in the eyes. And that does not make a calm, coherent brain. But I've got a carrot dog recipe. I know everybody does. Mine's from way back. Those are pretty easy. You kind of half-cook carrots, marinate them. Yes, Kitty Mommy, Cracker Barrel has holiday blow molds, and I am kind of interested in that. I gotta tell you. So the other thing, and then I actually have for my gluten-free peeps, where you make gluten-free kind of hot dogs. So they're like plant-based with real plants, like beets and carrots and potatoes and sweet potatoes. They are a bit of an effort. So what I do when I make them, and okay, so the first recipe, the carrot dogs, are on healthyslowcooking.com. So you just look up carrot dog. The other dogs are on plant-based Instant Pot because I steam them in the Instant Pot like you would seitan sausages, even though they are gluten-free. They do have some flours in them to hold them together. But when I make them, and I'll see if I have the ingredients, maybe I will make them. Ooh, coleslaw and baked beans. I have got a great baked bean recipe on plantbasedinstantpot.com. Thank you for reminding me. And it's easy because it's in the Instant Pot. And it's got like apples and yummy stuff. So back to the hot dogs. What I do with the hot dogs is go ahead and make a double or triple recipe, steam them, and then freeze them and eat them for the rest of the year. So I usually make them once a year only. See, now you can see why we're turning around and having a slow walk. But he can smell as much as he wants. So there's that. I've got a bunch of potato salads. Jill, I do have a Cajun seasoning, but I don't think it's on the blog. I will see if it is. Jill, you're in Kathy's Cooking Club, aren't you? And I'm sorry that I can't remember yet. I haven't. We just popped out and I don't know what's going on. But if you email me, I will try to go ahead and put that up really quick. But I have a bunch of salt-free seasonings, and all of them that I have so far and more. Okay, there is definitely one in Kathy's Cooking Club, probably multiple times. If you email me, I will, I think there's 2 Cajun classes, and I would be shocked if the spice blend is not in both. So it's probably in both of those PDFs. All right, and if you guys are like, oh, hey, Angela's here. Yay, I'm getting ready. She's getting ready for her workout. What a beautiful walking path you found yourselves. This is the street we live on. We're on the corner. And hey, Angela, and you guys, Angela's and Vicki Brett-Gach are going to be on the show in August doing some really cool stuff. I know, Kitty Mommy, the Korean classes, I have them written out. It's probably going to be a little later because the Ethiopian class, with me being sick, all that research, I lost good time. So I have to do more research for the Korean class. I'm thinking August or September. Or maybe I'll break it up over there, so I'll do one in August and one in September. But hopefully I'm going to get those classes up. I know I haven't been good about that. Also, the Potions and Powders book is supposed to launch on October 1st, so I'm going to be, hopefully today, touching base with testers and seeing if you guys want to stay in, blah, 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 and getting some stuff going there. Oh, September is your birthday month, so that'd be a great gift. Okay. I think September I could do 2 Korean classes because that gives me enough time to, or we'll see. In September, there will be at least 1 Korean class. How about that? You'll test Korean stuff. Kitty Mommy, if you have some Korean recipes that you want to put in the class, let me know. And I, of course, will give you credit because you cook Korean more than I do. I love it. There's just not a lot of vegan Korean food here. So just like with the Ethiopian class, I read several books and watched dozens of videos, authentic, to try and give you guys an easier Americanized version of things. See, we're having a little stoppy. Let's see the cute boy. There's that cute boy. You want to say hi? No. The animals are like, get that away from me. He's like, I'm embarrassed, Mommy. I haven't hardly walked half a mile yet. You're doing great, buddy.
You are doing good.
You're doing so good.
Aren't you glad we're in the shade?
He is really sweet. But yeah, he couldn't have gone much further than this. And in fact, we probably walked, I don't know, a quarter of a mile in 20 minutes. And not that, you know.
We walked the equivalent of what, maybe a city block or 2 city blocks?
A little more than that, city blocks. I think like 3 city blocks. But it's okay. He's our little man, our little old man. And we're going to do all the things he needs. Okay, now let's roll all the way back to more food for 4th of July. So I also have Unhealthy Slow Cooking. If you look up burgers, I've got a bunch of different burgers. One, that if you have a butternut squash, just happen to sit somewhere, maybe being left over, and it's still good. Peel it, cut that long neck into burgers, roast them, and they are amazing. Oh, thanks, Davinka. Yeah, we do have lots of trees, and I love that. It makes me happy. So I think there's also my my chili potato burgers, which are oil-free. And let's see what else. I think I pulled up some potato salads. All the potato salads are not oil-free because I developed those for Idaho potatoes, and they weren't always so keen on that. So, but I'm going to be looking through all those. Yeah. And it actually is pretty hot out here. So we'll see. I may decide we're taking our giant walk tonight because it's hotter than it's been in a while. And then I might switch over and do a live, because I was thinking I might either make burgers live, make a recipe up, because I got a juicer, and so I have some juicer pulp in the freezer, but I need to demo my Hiram juicer, which I was really loving when I was sick. So juicing is not really part of the starch solution, but is not necessarily against it, as Stacy would say. So, Davinka said the weather in Chicago has been cool and not too hot. Oh, it's been as hot here as it is in Orlando, Florida. It's kind of crazy. So it's significantly hotter than it should be. Ooh, one anti-venom I made in a car mayo for my slaw. Yes! That's going to be in the Potions and Powders book too. Jennifer said I'm inspiring to get her walk going. Okay, TS, wondering how it has or has not... Oh, let me get this comment back. Oh, how it both... Okay, wondering how it has or not affected you both now that the monthly McDougall support is over. I just started the monthly support, and sorry, the comments are going away. You can go ahead and put him in.
We got an email yesterday from Heather that her and Dr. Lim were going to pick up doing
Yeah, she's talking about something else, I think. I believe the monthly McDougall support is over. You're talking about our meetings with Stacy, right? I wish this would stop going away. Yeah, Davinka says, I feel like everyone is living in areas of severe heat. And find it kind of hard when I see I just started the monthly support, and I find it kind of hard when I see the vegan junk foods. Okay, and that's super valid. You want to go ahead and take him, and we'll just take a longer walk? Okay, we are going to go longer. Here we go. And Angela says, yes, we've had a high heat index in Fort Lauderdale. It makes it feel like 110. It felt like 107 here. Okay, okay. Also, let me show you this real quick. There's a couple of gardenias still. Can you see the gardenias? They're not looking super awesome. This whole giant bush was just full of gardenias. Okay, I'm trying to find a place where the sun is not in my eyes. Talking about the McDougall program monthly support. And well, one thing is, don't forget you have the weekly Wednesday meetings. So you do have that. You also, okay, two trains of thought. One, Jennifer says it's been 111, it feels like 111. When I went to Arizona, we moved there in July, and it wasn't Cheryl. I was moving with someone else at that point because it was decades ago. And I looked up and it said the temperature and it said 117. And one of my friends was like, well, it's a dry heat. I'm like, an oven is a dry place too. Okay, well, let's get back to McDougall program. So I will say, Cheryl and I are trying to kind of reinvigorate it for ourselves. And I think that there have been moments over the year that we've had to do that. And I think moving from weekly to monthly appointments was one place we had to really kind of recommit. With the book, with both of our birthdays, because her birthday's in March, mine is in, exactly, right? An oven is a dry place, and I don't want to be there either. And then my birthday's in April, which encourages us to do, Cheryl also encourages us to maybe be too treaty. And it's always okay to treat within those parameters and the parameters that you've discussed. So a couple of things that we're doing. So at this point, I haven't gone back to the Wednesday meetings, but I'm thinking of starting going back. Those are the Wednesday McDougall 12-day program alumni meetings. And Stacy is in there, so you can get help from Stacy. I thought my month ended last month, but I'm wondering if we have one more month, because it never said it ended, and I haven't asked Stacy. Stacy's still going to be coming on the show, and honestly, there are a lot of places you can get support from her. So if you've taken the program, you get the weekly Wednesday group as an option. Usually your cohort, or the people you go through the program, keep a Zoom group. Ours did not stay. We were invited to a different one that did stay that we didn't go into, that maybe we will think about. If I'm kind of doubling down for July, even though we're traveling for 10 days. We're gonna have, we're doing like a studio not an apartment, a treaty person too, yeah. And here's the thing, like, it's different if you are, oh yeah, having Stacy on the show is helpful for us and helpful for you guys. And I think it's helpful for the McDougall program in that there's a lot of myth busting that happens then. And you can be treaty just as long as you're kind of working in with things. As far as like, my Ninja Creami ice cream is compliant. You know, do you know what I've been eating a lot the past 3 days? Peaches. Why? Because I bought peaches, and I love peaches, and peaches are only good and ripen correctly every, couple times a year, once a year really. And I think it's super helpful. Oh, Cheryl brought out some water, which is really good. I would love a little water. And actually, I'll let her talk for a minute, and I'll drink some water. So the thing is how TS is asking here, go here where you've got, this is the backdrop, and then look here. So TS was asking, how are we doing without our monthly check-ins with Stacy, and that she's just gone from weekly to monthly, and she's finding herself being tempted by vegan junk food.
Yeah, it gets kind of hard when you go to the monthly. I had a really hard time too. And we also, right about that time, we did some traveling. And so there were some times when we ate stuff that we normally wouldn't eat at home. And so...
Do you want to you want to stay there and talk, or you want to walk and talk?
I can walk and talk.
Okay.
I think it might be coordinated enough to do that. Let's see. Maybe not.
Well, we can also talk and turn it the other way, so you guys get to see pretty stuff instead of us turning into beats. Like, I'm
already red.
I don't know where I'm from as far as, like, I'm adopted, but I suspect it's from some nice Eastern European country. It's going to be shadier this way, so
okay.
Let's go this way.
We're going back the way we came?
Yeah.
All right. So... yeah, somebody asked a question, I just missed it, about are we not supposed to eat peaches?
No. I'm just saying I found some lovely peaches and they were awesome. Oh, you're adopted too, Ryan? I didn't know that. And that's Ryan. And so if we press here, and we move this, we can see it. So who is saying peaches? Oh, no. Fruit is fine. I know there's a lot of myths. Here, I'll just trade for a second. There's some myths about fruit that has to do with the maximum weight loss or Mary's Mini. That doesn't have to do with the general starch solution at all. They do say, like you've heard Stacy say this before, is just you have to see how your weight's doing. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're looking to release, you may have to cut some things out. It's summer, so I am all in on fresh vegetables and fruit because it's awesome and it's delicious.
Just made a yummy pasta last night that I think sneak peek might get in the
Sauces book.
the sauces book as well as
the class.
tomorrow. Or
No,
God, what day is it?
Saturday. Class Saturday. What you looking to do, babe?
Make it level.
Okay.
Okay.
If you hold at the bottom sometimes too.
Let's see. Okay, you said you were eating a lot of peaches, so I misunderstood.
Oh, no, it was just a fact. Not that it was a bad thing. But so I was kind of saying treats, things can feel treaty that are still on plan.
Exactly.
And that's one thing you want to think about. Now, Stacy will say a bunch that, like, if you're almost at your goal weight, you might have to cut out some sweets and things like that.
Terry said that she enjoys eating watermelon, so she doesn't think she'll be making a creamy pint with her watermelon.
I have a small watermelon. I'm thinking of making a creamy pint and juicing some of it. But I don't know. We might eat it. Just eat half of it instead of juicing it.
But we got off topic again.
Like we always do.
Back to going from weekly to monthly. That definitely, going weekly to monthly definitely is hard. It was challenging. Like I said, we went on vacation, and one thing that we did is when we saw that we were kind of going beyond our normal 90-95%, geez, people are driving way too fast on this road today. Speed limit's 25. That person was probably doing 45, 50.
If you watch the live with Stacy about the car ranting, I present this as evidence A.
Ryan's inhaling a watermelon right now.
Yum.
Boomer and beyond. Angela said, yeah, I had a giant watermelon yesterday and I will not apologize for it. It was fabulous.
Right. And I know we'll get back to your thing too, but like treating, when we went on vacation, we knew we were going to do some stuff, but we didn't really plan quite well.
Right.
And we're planning better for this vacation. I was saying we're getting ready to kind of double down again.
Yeah.
A little bit more. And we're putting some things in place, like our movement group, like trying to bring you guys on walks. We're also trying to get the house cleaned up so we can do treadmill talks and things like that too. You're also inhaling watermelon, yes. That's a great thing to do. So what did you feel like when you went from weekly to monthly, Cheryl?
I felt like I feel like it gave me a little bit more time to be a little less accountable for the first month or so. And the fact that we were traveling and not planning well, I felt I was a little bit easier to go. Oh, I have my 90 to 95, and then not really realizing that I was doing more like 75. And,
right.
And
she means percent starch solution.
Right. And so what we did was we kind of reset ourselves when we got back, and we kind of settled into just making sure that we were 100% for about 10 to 12 days to kind of reset everything and get going back in the right direction. This trip, we have planned better.
We have, and part of it's because of you. So usually I book the hotel rooms, but I was too busy doing the book stuff. So Cheryl did, and so she thought about it really well and got us one of those places that have a little kitchenette, like
It's a suite.
home style suites. Like it's not fancy. We're not staying in a whole
It's
apartment.
part of the Spring Hill collection.
So it was actually really inexpensive. And when we travel, in general, we bring a couple of appliances. So I haven't decided exactly what we're bringing, but we're probably bringing the rice cooker. We'll probably bring, there are a couple other things I want to talk to you guys about another time that's not really for this conversation probably. But we're trying a few different things. One thing that I decided today for me, not that you guys should do it, because I saw that one anti-venom said keeping a food log can help.
Yes.
In general, in the starch solution, you're not really tracking food, but food log is not the same thing as tracking it. And Jennifer said, she just got back from NHA, the National Health Association conference, and brought my food on the plane, checked where grocery stores were, and went there instead of restaurants, which is great. I also will be bringing some of my own food that's frozen in big blocks that we can heat up. And we'll talk more about this probably next week as I'm preparing. Maybe I'll do some lives about that and we'll pack up our stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
When I went to Cleveland a month ago or so,
Yeah.
maybe a little more, I did really well. It was just me, and I just kind of wanted to be alone in a hotel room. There was a conference, so I go down for a little bit for the conference. And then come back up. But I cooked, I was only gone 3 or 4 days. So I cooked I think they were Korean sweet potatoes, big Korean sweet potatoes. 1 for every day plus 2 for travel, 1 up and 1 back. I brought my Itaki, I-T-A-K-I, but there are other brands that are less expensive that I haven't trialed out yet. And I can cook, so I brought a bag of rice and I brought some Tasty Bites. They are not 100% compliant at all because they do have some oil in them, but they're very, very low oil. And I figured there wouldn't be anything for me to eat at the conference, and I was right. Like sometimes they had lettuce.
Well, I should call the hotel and see if they have a freezer. And then maybe we could pack up some of our compliant Indian food and take it.
Yeah, well also we can take that and let it thaw out in the cooler.
Yeah, but
Because we would eat that first.
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, we have some from First Seed Foods that is 100% compliant. But in our emergency go bag, I have Tasty Bite vegans stuff. So then it's very easy, and it's easier than if I went somewhere that had a little bit of oil.
Oh, and
Right.
those beans, we need to get some more of those beans in the bag that we tested out.
Oh, I brought a few of them. So I went to a grocery outlet when I was in Asheville a few weeks ago, a month ago. I don't know when I was there, honestly.
It was just a couple weeks, I think.
It seems like forever ago now. And they have a grocery outlet, which I love. And we don't go all the time because I think the closest one is 3 hours away, though I could do it. So I got these really yummy refried beans in kind of those Tasty Bite kind of sealed bags. And they were really, really good.
Yeah.
I made some stuff with them, so we'll take those. So we can have rice and beans, rice and Tasty Bite.
Yep.
If I have some frozen food in blocks, that will help keep the cooler cool and make the food last longer while we drive our little 10-hour drive to Florida.
I think right now the plan is, aside from a couple planned dinners that are out, we're probably going to try to eat lunch or dinner or both most days in the room.
Yeah, we'll be doing breakfast and one meal. My goal is to, unless we have one super vacation-y day that maybe we go to Disney Park or something like that, where we're there all day, we won't eat more than one meal out.
Yeah.
And it could be less than that. It'll be interesting to see. So I'm thinking we'll go live once a day. We do have a workshop for 2 days, so we may not go live in the middle.
3 days, technically.
Yeah, but it's not like we have, I'm thinking the first day we have the workshop, we may be tired.
I'm talking about the last day.
I know.
Oh.
So I was getting ready to finish saying what I was going to
sorry.
say, which is that we'd be tired and we have to get up early. The third day, we might be tired, but we don't have to get up early. Okay. So we could still just...
I thought the thing with her was...
Is it dinner too?
I think it's an all-day
thing. Maybe it's... We'll see what happens. So there'll be some lives. We will talk through all this. I got a bunch of sweet potatoes at H Mart recently, and so I may save those and cook them so I have them for the trip. We'll make some, Cheryl loves chickpea salad sandwiches, so I'll probably make that for her to have on the trip down there. But I think preparation is key for most of these things.
Yeah.
And without having someone to be accountable to every week, you can make that happen differently. So you could join another group, another McDougall group online. You can come into the Heartbeat free group.
There's the Wednesday alumni meetings.
Yeah, I mentioned the Wednesday alumni meetings to begin with. Cheryl and I are talking about trying to get a few different things going as far as support over on Heartbeat. Some may be free and some may be for a small fee. Cheryl's graduating from her health coach stuff. She doesn't have her certificate yet, but with Food Revolution, and some of her cohorts are going to be coming on lives and hopefully offering some extra support to you guys. I think that'll be really cool.
And then you guys can get to know some of my peeps. and if there's somebody that really resonates with you, then you can get in touch with that peep and maybe set up something to have them coach you.
Yeah, so, and actually you guys are seeing Jennifer Diamond in the comments, and you may or may not know her yet, but you should. She's been on Chef AJ and Green with Amy at least. Mm-hmm. And she has an amazing story. So you guys, if you're feeling like or like maybe you're going to go to a cookout and you're not going to do exactly what you want to do, maybe watch some Jennifer Diamond.
Yeah, and look her up on YouTube. She's been doing some cooking videos too, and they're really good.
Yeah, and so we have a very big community, even if it's not exactly Starch Solution or exactly Dr. Gregory. As you guys know, even though we have done and are doing the Starch Solution program, we don't really say you need to do any kind of particular thing because you're a whole person. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. We adore you. And actually, I'll have to show you this. I don't know if I've shown you. They have the cutest little library.
I'm surprised they're not at the pool yet.
Isn't that cute? They're so cool.
And
they have cool...
They have chickens.
Yeah, that just hang out in the shady area back here. You can hear one of them. Yeah. They're making all kinds of mischiefs. There's golfers golfing.
Oh, it looks like they got their 4th of July on.
Oh,
got their little flag shirts.
Okay. I love their little garden back here. They've got gardens and some compost and stuff. I'm trying to see if I can see the chickens to show you, but they may be in there. Nope, there he is. Let's see if you can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell if I'm showing you. Am I? Yeah, there he is. You guys can see him, I think. The sun is shining on this, so I really can't tell at all. I could just be showing you a blank piece of whatever. And
Two chickens.
they're so cute. Oh, and Angela says, congratulations. Let's see what else I've met. Well, the sun is right in my face, so I'm going to have to move over just a wee bit. And then I'll look at your comments once I can see the phone again. That's the only, sorry. And I also made you watch the road, which is not very interesting.
It's the golf course.
I know. And before you guys think we live somewhere fancy, this is the old golf course.
This is the oldest golf course in Durham.
So, this was very reasonably priced when we moved here, actually. We got twice as much house for way less money than we expected to, and then the housing boom happened, and fortunately we now...
The fancy smancy golf course is about 3 miles away, 4 miles away.
Yeah.
Going back in towards town.
And those houses are very expensive and things.
Yeah, I think this golf course was even here before the Washington Duke course got finished.
Well, we moved into a neighborhood that were older people, and now we're part of the older people. And I'm coming into some shade, and I will be looking at your questions, which I've not seen.
Now some younger families are moving in too.
Yeah, it's really, I enjoy it. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm in the shade. Look, isn't that, I love that house. I don't even know who lives there, and we're just showing their house. Betsy says, good morning, Cheryl. What made you choose Food Revolution versus other coaching programs? I think part of it was Chef AJ was going to take it, and so Chef AJ's recommendation.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of at the right time.
It was at the right time. Chef AJ was talking it up pretty good to us. Actually, Chef AJ was encouraging us both to do it.
Yeah.
But we decided just to have me do that at the time. I'm looking at potentially doing another course at another time, but I do want to give myself a little break because as usual, things were, kind of leveled out at work when I first started this, and I had some free time in the afternoons and stuff, and so I was like, yeah, this is a great time for me to do this right now while things are kind of transitioning to a different thing in my job, have some time before we do some things. And then, of course, immediately, the week we started, work just went nuts. And it has been nuts ever since. So it's been kind of a challenge to get things done, but everything is pre-recorded or recorded at the time, and I'm able to go back and watch the stuff that I need to.
One of the things that I'm most proud about is that your study group, which I consider to be your mastermind, which Jennifer is in, along with Lisa, who's in the group.
Yeah, and Gina.
Oh, yep, and Gina. So a lot of our people went and joined in, so they've been meeting every week, and I think that's been a great source of support for the program.
Almost, not every week, but...
Well, most every week. I don't think it's only a 6-month program, so I think that's okay. But why don't you tell people why you wanted to take a program and maybe what you're hoping to help people with?
So I signed up to do it because when I started thinking about it, I was getting a lot of emails at the time of people saying, hey, can you help me? Can you help me? I resonate with you because I feel like you're just like me. I was in the same situation, kind of thing. And I really wanted to help people, but then at the same time, I didn't feel like I had any kind of knowledge to be able to do that safely. Because I needed to get some more people skills and things like that I could be able to help people. And so it was really important to me to be able to kind of come at it in a more professional way. And I feel like this course has kind of given me some structure to do that with.
And you were studying most of the or at least half the coaching stuff with Howard Jacobson, right?
Right.
And we're friends with Howard.
And he's one of the main instructors for the coaching program.
So that was a big draw too, actually, because we knew we've actually both been coached by Howard in I think it was 2018, 2019.
2019, 2020. Well, right at
and 2020. I know Howard
the
was
beginning
frustrated because he's in 2020. He's like, nobody wants to get better. And it's like, nope, we're all just trying to survive.
But yeah, and Howard has been like a really huge influence on me, and a huge influence on me becoming vegan. And I understand his methods, and I just wanted to kind of learn more about that before I started taking on, the responsibility of, helping other people. Because I didn't just want to go into it blindly and be like, yeah, I can help you.
Right. And I think one of the things too that Cheryl, good morning, Lydia. It's good to see you. Is too kind of like the way our YouTube is. We're just kind of where we are, working on our stuff. We're not perfect. We don't have a program as far as we're trying to do a program, right? Hey JJ, it's awesome to see you. And yeah, so some things are going to be coming around with that. We're brainstorming. We'll probably be brainstorming on the drive down, but we've talked to her cohort of people as well.
And we're brainstorming on some stuff.
Yeah. Gosh, the sun is harsh, man. Uh-oh. Cheryl's dropped our water cap on the floor. I think we're just going to turn around. It's
very sunny back there.
And Terry says, well, you've encouraged me to get some steps in as you're on your walk. Excellent. And I can guarantee in the fall, we will do scheduled walks. I know I say that a lot, but now it's weather dependent. And it's actually kind of late for us to be out here starting to melt.
It's 85 now, but probably with humidity, it's probably more like 90 something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit babyish going it's 90-ish, but literally I'm wet and hot and
this weekend we're supposed to have more 105 to 110 kind of heat index days, so
yeah,
that's gonna be rough.
It just makes it a little harder for me because I don't do well when I don't get outside, and my sleep schedule changes a little bit. So right now I'm not on my best one. So I think this is gonna be a shorter walk than usual because I'm hot. But maybe we'll pick it up inside. I have a little bit of clearing to do, I think. Yeah, yuck, I hate summer, kitty mommy. Yeah, me too. Me too. Summer is not my friend, but and actually from this one right here, you can see that when we're walking, it's very hilly here. I was like, why is that not quite right? No, because it's a big hill. Oh, it's a breeze, thank goodness.
That's a nice breeze.
And Angela says, your red cheeks are an indication for you to reconsider going inside. And you're in Fort Lauderdale. But, even when I was actually very physically active, when I was in my late 20s, I did yoga several times a week, and I practiced a martial art called Aikido. Yeah, we need some neck fans. Cheryl has me a neck fan for Florida.
We just got some for Florida.
And we got her one. She got me one a couple of years ago. That's true. Well,
they had them at Aldi's for super cheap, $8.98 or something like that.
So that's well worth it for those of you who are thinking about it. But even when I was in shape, I would turn so red that people would be, are you okay? Do you need to sit down? I'm like, no, I'm just pasty white.
I'm the same way.
You know.
And I am the exact same way.
Well, and you have Polish background.
Yeah.
That's also that and the fact that
I scream Eastern European.
I think I do too.
Yeah, you do.
And Elizabeth says, I envy you for where you live. Love trees and open spaces. Live in Texas. Summers suck where I live. Yes. I did Aikido for about 8 or 9 years in New Orleans. So it's a nice martial art to try. But honestly, we didn't have air conditioning in some of the places we practiced too. We just had big fans.
You know, when I was in my 20s, well, I think I was 19 or 20 at the time. I lived at the beach in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as all people from South Carolina at some point do when they're in their 20s. And and
Show the pretty flowers too.
some flowers. Pretty flowers. Anyhow, things were so different back then. I actually lived in an apartment with 2 other people. We had a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. I had a bedroom, the other person had a bedroom, and then the third person slept on the couch. And we did not have any air conditioning in the bedrooms at all. And we got a window unit at one point and put it in a window in the kitchen so that at least when we were cooking or trying to relax, that we would have some type of air conditioning. But I always thought it was weird as I got older, like having a house on the coast like that without air conditioning just seemed weird to me. But there's always a breeze. It feels like coming off the ocean. It's not always a cool breeze. A lot of times it's just a hot, wet breeze. But I'm thinking that, you know, back in the day, they just opened all the windows up at night and that was it. I had a ceiling fan put in there because I was like, I can't take this. I grew up in the AC. But first chance.
It's a different thing. Like there wasn't air conditioning in the dorms.
We didn't have
in
air
North Carolina when I went to school.
There wasn't air conditioning.
We're old though. Nobody would accept that at all.
Right.
We'd have a window fan in a dorm window in July for a summer session.
Yeah, and when we first came down, the schools that I went to in South Carolina in high school, neither one of them had air conditioning either.
It used to be like they were adding trailers to expand capacity when I was in school for like junior high and elementary school. And that's the only places you got air conditioning.
Yeah, the computer lab was one of those trailers.
Yep.
And it always had air conditioning in there. And I was always like, I'm taking that class, like every chance I get.
I remember one August. August is notoriously hot in North Carolina. But I was probably 16. I was reading 17 magazine and I got my new school clothes and I had a wool dress back in the day and I wore it in August and I thought I was going to make myself pass out. But I was just stuck there for the day.
You were trying to be fashionable and it almost killed you.
And now I wear t-shirts, people. That's the answer.
Yep. Definitely. It's just, that's one of the great things about getting older. Is you can wear whatever the heck you want.
Absolutely. So what are you guys making for 4th of July? We're going to have a burger of some sort. And I'm thinking now, I'm going to be so sweaty. I'm so sweaty right now. But we might take a little break. And then I think I'm going to make a veggie juice. And then make an impromptu burger using some of that. I will, some of the pulp, thank you. You can tell I'm getting too hot. I'm like,
we're going up a hill too, y'all. So
that's okay. I can take it. So one of the things, if you're trying to make your own, what anti-venom? I wear comfy shoes in public at my age now, absolutely. And I've been doing that for a long time, even when it wasn't fashionable. When I worked in an office, I would be like, Friday is ugly European shoe day. Jennifer says I'm making a potato bar with chickpea chocolate chip cookies. And all whole food plant-based for the family. Yay! We're having it all by ourselves, I think. Unless something changes, but I've been a little overpeopled. We have gone a lot of places and visited with a lot of people. So I might need an introverted holiday.
Yeah, and we have a friend's birthday this Saturday.
Yeah. So I teach a class and then we're driving an hour to a restaurant. But we're going to be able to eat really good food. It's Vietnamese and they have a great pho that's almost all steamed vegetables and some rice noodles. It'll be really, of all the places to go out, it's a really good choice. Also, summer rolls are often a good choice out like that. So let's talk while I'm walking back. In case you're trying to make your own veggie burgers or you're making a recipe of somebody else's and something goes awry. Okay, I was invited to go to a friend's house, but I think I'd rather have Mookie and me day, yeah. TS says I'm making your slow cooker Chinese vegetable soup with tofu minus the oil. It's an older recipe, yep. That's a really good one. Jennifer said I got to the point where I don't want the non-compliant food here, so they eat what I offer or they don't eat it all. And
Nice.
I'm surprised they love it, absolutely. Oh, Jill says they're having a celebration at their mobile park. I get fake hot dogs. Hey, fake hot dogs are great. And if you missed earlier, I have a recipe for carrot dogs, which is not too late to make those, really. I do usually marinate them a bit. The gluten-free hot dogs with real veggies that I make does take a lot of effort. Yeah. So you could make, like if you're spending the day at home, you could make them, again, make a double or triple batch. So you just make them once a year. But they're really good.
They're very, very good.
And they freeze great.
And they do freeze good and they heat up good. It's just, it's a lot of effort.
Says the person who's never made them before. Just so you know.
But I've had to clean up the mess.
It's just basically you steam
I judge the effort by how much mess there is, right? Like after a class, I'll come in and I'll be like, oh, that seemed like a really good class because there's not that much dishes around. And then sometimes I'll come in, there'll be dishes on every flat surface and I'll be like, oh, that must have been a really hard class.
Hard for me, but not hard for you guys, hopefully. I was trying to remember what class this is in because I almost want to make these. I had some black bean okara burgers.
Oh, yeah.
And I made them smash burger style.
Oh, those were good.
And we might make those. We'll see. Once I get home, we'll decide. I'll make some burger for you, I promise. And I don't think I have it on the blog. So if I make it, then I'd have some to photo for the blog.
Yeah.
So what I did is a lot of times in classes, I just kind of make stuff up as we go along. I experiment and show you guys how to recipe develop. Tia says I don't do mushrooms at all. It's a texture thing. Anything you can suggest for the veg soup? I would just add more vegetables. The mushrooms are in there to help flavor the broth. So if you're not anti-mushrooms and you have some mushroom powder, that would work really well too. But yeah, you could do, just substitute the vegetables you want, make it the way you want. You could, if you're not SOS free, or you're SOS free Dr. Greger style, you could add a little bit of miso paste to it, and that would also give you some of that umami. Else, a little tomato powder, or cut up a tomato and throw in there, would also add some of that layers of flavor. So, back to veggie burgers. if you're making a recipe or making up one of your own. So I was making this black bean okara, and okara is soy milk pulp for making homemade soy milk. You guys know I'm kind of a fan. And Cheryl's a fan now too, because I've been making all kinds of cheeses and sauces and all kinds of things. So,
oh my gosh, that Mexican casserole you made me.
yeah.
Oh.
And so I made kind of a cojita cheese with okara. And there is going to be an okara book next year. And for those who are like, you can't use okara flour for it, you have to have fresh okara to do some of these. But so anyhow, okara is a fairly squishy, wet thing. It looks a lot like ricotta, maybe a little more liquidy even. And black beans, and I didn't want to use, I used some flaxseed and some spices, but I had a feeling if I patted them up really thick, you know, like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, it wasn't going to cook in the middle. It was going to be mushy. And that is a lot of people's pet peeves with veggie burgers. So if you're experimenting with something new, test by cooking one out. If it's just not going to cook up in the middle, smash it. Smash it with in a skillet and call it a smash burger, which are very popular.
Look at that beautiful palm they got.
Ooh. New neighbors planting up everything. It's looking cool.
You can stick that sucker in the ground, it'll grow here.
Well, ours grows. We have a weird palm tree that we shouldn't be able to have where it is, but it's just its location.
Well, we are now two planting zones.
Yeah.
Different.
Vivian says, is the doctor working at the McDougall place on social media? I want to follow him. I don't know. If you look for Dr. Lim, you can go on, I don't know if he's on social media, but if you go to drmcdougall.com, you can find out information about all the people who are working there. With a, oh, okay. I thought that they were, hey. I was trying to get out of the way because I thought they were going into that driveway. For my veggie burger, I just smashed some black beans and brown rice, some salsa, and heat on a dry skillet. That's great. That's TS. Yeah, it's not hard to make a veggie burger. Literally, you can take a can of beans, strain it in case you need more liquid, which you probably won't. Mash them. If you have some grains left over in the fridge, could be quinoa, could be millet, could be rice, could be oatmeal.
Yeah.
Or don't have any of that, you can put some rolled oats. You could either pulse it a few times in your blender and make oat flour, or just put the oats in there and you'll get a little more texture. Think about spices though. You're going to want to add some things. I usually like to add things like tomato powder, mushroom powder, nutritional yeast. Those add extra umami. Those kind of up the game a little bit. But honestly, if you have chili powder, let's say all you have is chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, that'll be great. Good morning, Lisa. You're out walking your dog before heading to the mountains for some hiking. Look at you. We are walking, we are melting. So usually I am walking much faster than this. I feel like we're walking back the way Max walked back.
Right.
Because I'm
This is not our usual pace alone.
No, not at all. It is a little harder when we have the camera.
It is, yeah.
And I'm trying to get used to Cheryl holding. I'm sure you can tell when we switch back and forth, we hold it differently.
And mine flops all around, kind of like.
Well, mine flops around too. I just try to show people all the pretty stuff. Or at least try.
I do realize that I do have a problem like walking and talking at the same time. I like having to look at the comments.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I have to remember this too, we can always come back and look at the comments. It is a very different thing walking with a phone in front of your face. But with burgers, I will get on and I'll make something. I'm not sure which. I do need to make another batch of soy milk. So I'll look up that black bean okara recipe. I think I sent it out maybe even last year in the newsletter. Lisa says it's high 50s. Oh my God, in the high 50s so far this morning. It should get to the low 70s. Cindy says, Cheryl, you did a great job at being a host. You did. And she did such a good job with Stacy on Tuesday. Like really good. And so one of the things, I'm not sure when we're implementing it, but we might kind of practice through, ooh, we finished a 5K walk at the lake. Vivian, that's awesome. And where are you? Is it hot where you are or cooler? But we're gonna try and start doing some more regularly scheduled lives than we've been doing since right before the book. Even though I'm gonna be working on another book. But I think it'll be, this one in a lot of ways will be a little easier.
And we plan on checking in with everybody when we're in Florida.
Yeah, we already mentioned that we're going to try and go live. That's when we were maritally discussing the evenings. And you're like, But yeah, so we're going to be around most of this week. Then we're going to head out and Max gets his spa vacation at Top Dog.
Yep.
Where he will be a pampered old man.
Yep.
And we will be in Florida in July. And we're whining about being in North Carolina in July. So that'll be pretty hilarious.
It's not any different really now.
A couple of degrees is all, I think.
Yeah.
A little more humid.
Too.
So I think we'll be okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you guys have any questions? If I do decide to make the Okara burgers, I probably won't go live for over an hour. Oh, I see a question. Haven't done a burger before, says Terry. Colleen says, today's our third day driving, so I'm definitely feeling the lack of movement. I bet. So you drove to New Mexico. That's a big drive. How are the roads? Is everything okay? Like, is it an easy drive today, or was yesterday a little bit harder for people traveling for holidays? Also, is anybody going to Live Your Best Life conference in California on Sunday? Chef AJ's conference. We went in October, but we, Terry said I just had planned salads, potatoes, and black bean salad. That sounds lovely.
We were there last September.
Oh, we were there last September. We were there right after the McDougall program.
Yeah. It might have been August even.
I think it was August.
Yeah.
Because the day we graduated. Oh, yay, Jennifer's going. You'll have to say hi to everybody for us. Give them all big hugs, especially Gina.
Yeah.
The flights were just really crazy because it was 4th of July weekend. I really wanted to go. So if you guys are in California and you can just drive, it's in the Sacramento area. I believe Jennifer can correct me because that's the airport I would have flown into, but it might be closer to a different city. But if you get a chance, it's not very expensive and you get to see all your doctors in person. And it was a really, really good thing. Jeez. It's never this busy on even a Saturday, the road. All right. Before it gets sunnier in a minute, so I'm going to get us in place and we will say goodbye.
With our red faces.
Yeah, at Weimar University. Thanks, Jennifer. But I think there's still some tickets available if you guys want to go. We bought an extra suitcase so I could bring home California balsamics and local spicery stuff. It was really good. Everybody have a happy 4th of July. And
We'll see you later today.
yeah, at some point we'll go on later today. Maybe I'll make Cheryl help me make burgers. I think that sounds like
Okay.
a good idea. All right, I'm probably going to get in front of the, well, maybe I'm not. Okay, you guys, I will talk to you very soon. You want to say bye?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.